Alrighty, good morning, everybody. It is time for the Podkatz. Dude, why is it always... Every time I don't know if you saw that, but like, there was a couch. Hang on, let me do the intro. Okay. It's time for the Podkatz with your host... The Podkatz with Jason Katz with your host, Jason Katz. I need a new fucking thing. Anyways... Today is July 9th, Thursday, July 9th. It's like 11:18 a.m. Beautiful day. Anyways, that couch. Every time I like pass that apartment like once a week, there's like a couch, and it's like a really nice couch usually. And it's just like, what's going on, bro? Like, okay. Anyways, we are headed to Olympia today. Cooper's Point for the ones that are in the know. Olympia's cool. Look at that view, though. Look at that view. I need a stabilizer. I'm gonna buy. Yeah, I need a new. We might go a little longer today because we are going to Olympia, the land of government. The World Cup happened. I did not go to any of the events. Not really a fan of soccer to begin with, but I don't know. Not really the biggest public transit fan either. Even though, you know, it's a important thing, I guess. Okay, Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck are we doing? Driving an old fucking Mercedes like a bitch. Anyways, yeah, Podkatz. What's happened this week? I am 1 week away from doing a very special guest spot. I don't know. I'm kind of confused. No one's emailed me yet. But I did have it confirmed a while ago, so probably I'm gonna send an email just to reconfirm. And yeah, I don't know. Well, okay. All right. Traffic. Hyundai Comma. No, but like, it's a very nice comedian that has been very. Yeah, I've been telling it to a few people, and it's starting to sound real. And I guess what I'm confused about is like, does a guest spot mean something else? Like, I offered to host too, so I don't know. I don't know how much time I'm getting. I'm guessing 5. I'm planning for 10. And then I was like, well, what if the guest spot's like 10? I should plan for 15 just to be prepared. I mean, I know I have the content. They're just not polished enough, in my opinion. I'm not getting the laughs I want. That is something new. That I'm learning about stand-up is like, you can get laughs, but I'm not getting like the laughs I want. I think that's a muscle that comes with headlining and being a killer, as they say in comedy. Oh, are we just gonna? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, white van. You bitch. Okay, we're gonna give you a little bit of the view. I don't know where. Okay, you'll see. You'll all see. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Right about now. Is it in the the Space Needle? Funk so rubber. Right about now. Okay. I can't sing more than like a line of that before YouTube's gonna be like, this is a copyright infringement. We took it down. Anyways, I think that is a skill that I'm now just getting, because like before, I mean, in most of my experience, it's been like, oh my God, somebody's laughing. That's a win. But that's not always the case, right? Sometimes you want a harder laugh. And I've been watching some comedians on TikTok, like okay, I don't want to like name drop anyone, but I'm starting to learn that cadence is very important. And there's this professional cadence in comedy that like everyone does that I don't. Kind of goes like da 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 da, right? Like I don't know. I'm watching like not mid-level comedians. They're very professional. They open for like good people and stuff. But, you know, they're not like famous. But still, you know, it's good to watch, like, I don't know. Comedy, like any profession, has pros at every level. And I'm blessed to be able to be around people that are so good. You know, Washington has a lot of killers. Well, okay. You know, not like serious. I mean, we do have a lot of those too. But, like, I mean, like good comedians. In comedy, we call really strong comedians killers. That's a comedy. That's a little tip for everyone, because you know this is a comedy podcast. It's also kind of a philosophical podcast. For example, is it immoral to get in the diamond lane right now to get around this traffic? The law would say yes. I, on the other hand, don't see it as any different besides like the little diamond painted. And honestly, the diamond lane came out in like the 80s, the 90s, when carpooling was still kind of a thing. I do not know. I can't think of a single like carpool. What is it? Like, there's no office being like, you guys should carpool. Use the diamond lane. Get here faster. It's a very 90s idea. Also, if you are going to do what I'm doing right now, put your signal on, because like if a cop does pull me over, I can just be like, oh, I'm trying to get out of here. I just didn't see an opportunity. Even though I'm lying through my teeth. That guy didn't signal. I don't think you saw it with the light, but he didn't. Yeah, so what else has been happening? I got a girlfriend now. She's awesome. She's tall. She's very cute. She's very sweet. She's very compassionate. It's almost like too good to be true. That's kind of where my mind is, you know? My mind is like, when's this gonna go wrong? Guess that's how I was raised. No, but it's great. She's great. We have a lot in common. Yeah, I'm just in it for the ride. But yeah, we made it official on 4th of July. She's kind of afraid of fireworks, which is normal, honestly. Like, we as a country, we as a people, like, should stop doing fireworks. In 100 years, the people are going to be like, they did what? And then, like, they lit off fireworks every summer, and then we're confused about the fires that happen in August every single year. Because, like, every year we do this. We do fireworks. Some idiot does it stupidly, and then it's orange for a week. Yeah. So I've been rereading this book called The Comedy Bible. It's kind of like an intro book. I think it's one of the best. It's kind of like, if you want to start comedy, I recommend it. You know, it's kind of like the English class, like, oh, you need to read Catcher in the Rye type stuff, but for comedy, because like it's got a lot of insight, and there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, oh yeah, I learned that, and then just stopped doing that. Wow, there's a lot of traffic coming. I know you can't see it really, but there's a lot of traffic coming into Seattle. But yeah, I'm stuck on this. It's like my third time reading it. I think her name is Judy Garland, something like, I don't know her last name, but look up The Comedy Bible. Anyways, I'm like, it's like the third time reading it. I'm actually taking the exercises more seriously with more experience, and I'm like the first big exercise, it's like exercise 8. It's like you create a list of topics based off of prompts, and then what you're supposed to do, which is the part I'm stuck on right now, is you take every topic, you rant and rave, and the ones that you are able to do that the most time on, you turn into your main 3 topics, which probably would take 30 minutes to an hour. Not that I don't know, I tried on Monday, and Monday was kind of a hard day, so I was like, we'll do this later. I'll probably do it tomorrow or something, but yeah, I've been kind of stuck on that. And I think that's good, because like it shows that I'm taking this seriously, and I have plenty of time to get stuff ready. And I mean, honestly, it's nice having this like prolonged schedule for this guest spot, because it's making me flesh out a bunch of material that I'm just kind of leaving as one-liners, and B, what am I doing? I'm like, it's a very long and slow process that the average professional comedian will be able to just do, and it's good to have a good example of like a long wait for and preparation for this. Does that make sense? I'm not wording this right, but like, you know, like in school, like in school, it's good to have like a very slow example that you guys work through in the lesson, so the homework kind of makes more sense. Is a good, you know what I mean? Like I should be, as a professional, I should be able to be like, ooh, guest spot tomorrow? Okay, cool, I'm ready. Or like, ooh, guest spot right now? All right, yep, I've got it. That's kind of the bar. That's kind of the bare minimum, actually. And, man, my voice is just craggly today. I did yoga yesterday. It was not the best session. I hadn't done yoga in like almost 2 weeks. I think what happened is I didn't put one of the blankets under my knees while I was sucking dick. No, but like I didn't put a blanket under my knees when we were doing like lunges and stuff. So like I had some pain in my knees, which is kind of new and aging and blah blah blah, and you know how it'd be. Anyway, I did order a mic, so next week we should have a mic, and we'll see how that works. I think I need a new phone, honestly. I definitely need a new phone holder for my car. That's fucking for sure. And a new water bottle. Every time I buy a water bottle and I'm like kind of cheap about it, it just ends up being so shitty. And then like, I don't know, it's just like, why is everything that's like kind of cheap just super shitty? When like, I don't know, that was not the case like 20 years ago in production, and I don't know. This podcast is a whole lot of nothing, to be honest. There's nothing really dramatic that's happening. I'm just sort of doing what I'm doing. Yeah, job's going great. Yesterday, I was at my job is to like go talk to people at places. Sometimes they're new places, and I give them flyers. And I was at this one. It was an apartment complex. It's one of the ones that's like super like modern, not like a good modern, like the like big apartment, like private equity apartments, right? Like we put up 4 walls, what's wrong? It's like we didn't plan any of the architecture to be livable, we just put up 4 walls. Give us so much rent. So I go there, and this lady was like kind of rude. She didn't really listen. She like was like, I'll take one flyer. I'm like, no, like I have a bunch to give. They have like a discount code, and I was like, can I just get your card? I can give you more information. She was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable doing that. I was like, oh, or sorry, that was like the final thing she said. What she first said was, she was like, you can email us through the portal. I'm like, what portal? I'm not a resident, you know? And then she's like, the portal on our website. And honestly, I do get kind of upset when someone is just like, well, could you just, if you could just look us up on the website, you know, that'd be a lot easier than me giving you a card, or, you know what I mean? Like, when somebody gives you more work to do as a response, it sets me off. Because that's kind of how my parents raised me. They were always just like, oh, how about you do it this way? But anyways, enough about my like emotional state. What I'm trying to say is, I was just like, you know what? I'll just take it back. And then I was like fixated on it. And then I was like, you know what you need to do is just like let it go. Because like she's the one that works at leasing, probably helps her rent. I don't know. Most people in leasing live at the place. My point is that I'm like, you know what? She's probably just going through a lot. But I did kind of get on her level of like, does that make sense? Like when somebody brings you down to their level of like misery. I think that's what it was. And so, I mean, like, I forgot about it. I just think it's an interesting thing because, like, a few months ago, I would be fixated on it. This would be a whole lot longer of a segment on the podcast with Jason Katz, with your host, Jason Katz. But that's besides the point. What is the point? I guess don't let people bother you. You know? She could have had like the worst day and just like projected it onto me. I don't know. You gotta think about that shit, I guess. A little bit, not really. Yeah. I had some better responses. Like everyone else in my work meetups were kind and friendly and stuff. There's gotta be a way to film without the bumpiness. I gotta find that. If my algorithm is listening, send me something that's good for filming in the car. That's not its own camera. I want it to be phone mount. All right, that should be what we do. Since we know they're listening, right? Like, I don't know, like we know they're listening and then they put it into products. They're like, oh, you were thinking about this earlier. We know you were thinking about this. We know you said something about this. Here's the product. We should be able to just be like, hey, algorithm, I want this. And then when I open TikTok later, I should be able to open it and see that. Not a big deal. What else? There's not much to say. I mean, like, it's the middle of summer, you know, not much dramatic, not much happens in the middle of summer. We just do. In fact, most of the things I'm getting right now, email-wise, is just spam, and it's annoying. You know, like, I'm trying to have a clean inbox. And you know what's annoying to me is like the amount of people I see being like, I'm a coach. I'm a sales coach. You want your pipeline to be diversified? Blah, blah, blah. I'm a marketer coach. I'm a marketing coach. I'm a coach. I coach coaches, which is an actual one I've seen. I've seen someone be like, are you a coach? But like not getting the follow through of your like ads and stuff like that. It's like, I don't care, bro. Like, I mean, I do. Conversion is so key when it comes to ads. Holy shit, this guy got close to me. What the fuck, bro? Learn to fucking drive. I don't think you saw that. Blah, 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 blah. Dead air. I like this. There's another podcast called the Hot Breath Pod. It's pretty famous in the comedy podcast realm. They interview people. I don't even have a point for that. I don't know. Maybe we'll just cut it here. It's been 20. No. The goal is 30. So we got 10 minutes to fill. What's happening in the world? You guys know that Holland guy? The blonde guy that looks like Thor? That guy's crazy. It's always interesting when soccer comes to like the World Cup, because then you start hearing about celebrities that like nobody knows about here, but then you check them out on Instagram and they have like 60 million followers. And you're just like, oh, it's just not America. We're that up our own asses. I think Iran did something. Again, another fucking, I don't know. I gotta bring my car in at some point. It's getting close to that mileage number. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just dating. Dating's going well. We're checking out restaurants. There's a cop about to get on, so I'm gonna slow down a little bit. Yeah, I think dating is a lot of just going to restaurants and cute places. Dating's a lot of like, holy shit, that guy swear. Dating's a lot of like doing things that you wouldn't do alone or with male friends. I think that's part of why women get so excited when men want to do something crazy, like go to like a pottery class or like a sheep shearing class. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like women are just like, oh my god, he's dropping his masculinity shield to like do this with me. I think that's something women like. I don't know. I hear about it on TikTok, on Girl Talk. I've been watching the Larry David like America show. It's not bad. It's just Curb, but like in different settings. And that's fine. I think that is the origin of what Larry wanted to do. Because it's just like a lot of like Curb Your Enthusiasm plots that I don't think ever worked, that he wanted to make work. And yeah, it's funny having Larry be different characters, I guess, even though it's always just Larry. It's funny, like him and Jerry Seinfeld were like Lewis and Clark. So yeah, I don't know. I do wonder what Larry's opinion on like the whole Israel-Palestine thing is. He has a very famous episode where he like, it's like a Palestinian chicken joint, like a restaurant, and and like it ends with like the Zionist Jews being like, hey, you gotta pick a side, and he's like literally on like the middle between the restaurant where the Palestinians are protesting and on the other side of the parking lot are the Jews protesting, and he's just in the middle, and he's just like, I'm gonna side with the Palestinian chicken. So I don't know what his opinion. I don't know why everyone gets so mad. Like they're like, Jerry Seinfeld's a Zionist. Jerry Seinfeld's a Zionist. He's like a 70-year-old Jewish man. Most older Jewish people are Zionists. That's just my parents are Zionists. It's just what it is. I'm not saying it's, like, it's like the same thing with like asking the Chick-fil-A people, like the old owners, about like gays. It's like they're Southern, it's a white 80-year-old Southern male. Of course he doesn't like gay people. That's just how he was raised, like it's hard to unbrainwash a human. And it gets way harder with age. And I think that's a very big point on where we are politically, right? Boomers are just like, oh, you're not working hard enough. Because they don't see the differences. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a celebrity being like, wait a minute, how much are groceries? It's like they don't go grocery shopping. Why would they know? Remember when Bill Gates went on like Ellen and she was like, how much do you think grapes are? And he's like, I don't know, $30. By the way, grapes are so fucking expensive. Holy crap. Can we not make all fruit according to weight? I think grapes is a perfect example of it should be cheaper. It should not be by weight because grapes are heavy. I'm going to write that down. That's good. That's good. That's a good joke premise, I feel like. And it's just like, how did you decide the weight? Like watermelon. I guess watermelon's mostly, the weight comes from the shell, right? Or the hide, whatever. Like the green part. But, excuse me, by the way. But like, like you're not, if you're gonna do it by weight, you can't just pick and choose like the weight equivalents of dollars, because like the blueberry weight is like, the value of blueberries weight is much higher than the value of like, or lower. I don't know what I'm trying to say. My point is that they seem to pick and choose the weights, and that is why I don't buy grapes anymore. My mom followed me on Instagram. I blocked her on my Facebook, but she followed me on Instagram. I used to be very self-conscious about posting stuff because I was like, what if my mom sees? And I don't think that serves me well anymore. I mean, I was a kid when I thought that, but like, it's just like one time when I was like 12, I was posting a lot of like swear words and jokes and stuff on Facebook, and then like my aunt or something told my mom, and they were like, don't do that. And I was like, okay. And then I like was always self-conscious about posting because I'm like, I don't want to get in trouble. But like, honestly, like I have to remind myself sometimes that I'm like not gonna get in trouble for almost anything that I do, especially the crimes I'm committing. No, but like honestly, that is something about rewiring your brain, is you have to sometimes verbalize what you're saying so you can build trust with yourself, which is important. Like, I've been swimming laps since like December, and I would keep count in my head, and sometimes I would lose count, and I'm like, wait a minute, what lap am I on? And then I would look at the clock, and I'm like, well, usually at this time, like after 15 minutes, I'm at this lap, so we're just gonna assume it's this lap. But now I'm like, oh my God, we're on lap one. I'm saying we're on lap 1, we're on lap 2. And the sound, saying it out loud, gives me more trust in myself. I'm trying to be more present. I'm trying to trust myself more and build self-confidence. Yeah, that's good. I think I've covered everything I wanted to say. I want to get away from this motorcycle guy. I don't like driving behind motorcycles. Dude, how are motorcycles even a thing? That blows my mind. And if we ever get flying cars, are we going to get flying motorcycles? And then it'll be like, well, I'm wearing a helmet at 20,000 feet. It's like, bro, you need a parachute. Okay, last thing I'll say, and I've gotten the answer for this. It's because it would cause too much chaos and most people don't know how to do it. But why aren't planes just outfitted with a bunch of parachutes? Like, your plane's going down, I think every seat should have like a parachute and like an ejection thing. Like, I don't know why we're not doing that. In case of an emergency, you must put your air thing on before helping children so the children get suffocated first. They just say it so they don't get sued. There is no actual procedure. I don't know. All right. Well, this has been another episode of the Podkatz with Jason Katz, with your host, Jason Katz. Today has been brought to you by NordVPN, Palantir. I'm just kidding. I will see you all next week. I'm going to stop filming this as soon as I end the curb because I don't want to like one-hand a curb. And this is, I don't know if anyone recognizes what this is. This is like the curb that goes in from, I think, Federal Way to Fife and Tacoma. Like the big major curve. Like, it's like, this is the thing that always causes fucking traffic. It's this, and then like right after Tacoma, to get to like South Tacoma Way and like the mall, you turn left on the curb, and it's just, you know what? I'm not gonna. The point is mute. This has been another episode of the Podkatz with your host Jason Katz. This has been an episode of the Podkatz with Jason Katz with your host Jason Katz. I believe we're on episode 24. Anyways, I'll see you all next week. Bye.